we are going to turn this box, which looks like a book, but it's a box. Book, box, book, box. Oh man, we're gonna make it pretty. I cracked myself up. So I pulled some things from my stash that I think I'm gonna use. I think I like this paper. I went ahead and cut some of it down just to save time. Because when I started this, I didn't know how to edit. And then just a couple of little decorative thingamajigs. I don't know what I'm gonna use to decorate yet. And then let's see. I have these papers. These are the little ends that I cut off. This is a paper from a Planner Society kit. I'm not super crazy about that most Planner Society kit anyhow. So I also thought about using this one and then these two, but my wife actually helped me take out the papers that I'm going to use. I'm going to tear that one up before I ever get it out. So, anyhow, we went with the orange and the blue flowers. So, this box, when you kind of turn it, you can see there's a little bit of a lip there. I measured it. It's like, I don't know, like a centimeter. So that's what I did, is I measured this paper and gave it a centimeter overhang. And then this, I gave it a centimeter overhang too. And we're just gonna wrap this around the spine of the book, like so. And then we'll cover it with this orange, this blue. And then wrap it around. And then we'll doll it up a little bit. So, we're gonna do that first. And I think that I'm gonna use, I pulled some of this tacky glue, but it doesn't dry very fast. I don't know. Whenever I glued these, the buttons down here on my traveler's notebook, these popped off, and I glued them down with this tacky glue first, and I had to reapply them with some E600. I'm not going to use E600 on this because it's cardboard. But I also have some school glue, and then this little planner glue pen. This one works really good. I just don't know if it'll stick for like how long, because my plan is to use this box to store all my like little scraps of paper that my wife says I hoard, so that she can't see exactly how many I have hoarded. She says I'm gonna make decorative confetti out of them. Anyhow, like Nazi, I've seen from Amity Bloom, she uses like a little bowl. Several people use like little plates or trays, and I thought, since I love books so much, and my friend Whitney gifted me this box. She had bought it for a project and then it didn't work, so it came to me and it's just been sitting on the shelf for a very long time. And I decided that I was going to go ahead and use it. So let's get to using it. We're just going to go with this. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. The worst that can happen. It's not gonna blow up like Nick the Booksmith says. I think I'm gonna use a little one of these thingamajigs. These are fairly cheap brushes from Michael's. It's my favorite place in the whole world. I've been banned from there though with the wife. I spend too much money. Too many dollars all the time. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Probably not the best idea, but that's how I roll. I'm gonna wait and fold the edges over at the end. Just do this in little sections here. I want to put quite a bit right where it's gonna fold. I really like these little grooves. I thought about painting this with some acrylic paint, but I don't know how well acrylic paint will take to this cardboard, and I only have the one box and I really want to use it. All of these little bits and bobs are just hogging up space in my craft area. Get some of those grooves. This is drying pretty quick on this paper. Ooh, I'm having to work a little faster than I want to. Doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, I'd like for it to be presentable, but this is for me, so it's not like I'm selling it. So these little wrinkles and stuff are okay with me. And I think I'm gonna use some distress ink on the edges to kind of give it a little bit of a vintagey vibe. When I do that, it'll kind of cover up some of these imperfections, which is part of why I do it. And it kind of gives it a weathered look, like it's an old book just hanging out. I really like to do that in my junk journals too. Probably gonna fast forward through a lot of this because this is boring. Just gluing the edges. And you see, I started at the front because that's going to be the part that has the least amount of imperfections and bubbles. And that's the part that people are going to see the most. So that's what I like to do to kind of keep it from being an eyesore. Alright, so I'm going to glue this back side down off camera and I'll be back. Alright. So I got the front and the back glued down. And I also started on the sides. I have this paper from my paper pad. Let's see. It kind of looks like this, which I think is supposed to be wood. But if you take that part out, it kind of looks like the side of an old book. So that's what I'm calling it. I think I did okay. So I saved this last end to do on camera. And what I did is real exact. I just kind of stuffed it in there. And use my thumbnail to kind of squish it in there. And then round these edges a little. Cut that excess off so that it fits right in there, flush, or as flush as you can get. And then I will glue this down like so with my tacky glue. Ooh, collection. Salvaged. That's a good one. Or documented. Salvaged. What do you think? I think that might be a good one. Collect beautiful moments. I also like beautiful things. I think that's a good one. I think we'll go with that one. But I'm not a huge fan of how stark white these are. So I like to use my Tim Holtz Distress ink. And I used the Vintage Photo. So this pulled some of that paper off. But look at that. Boom. Now, should I put these buttons around that or leave them in the corner? Maybe I'll move them to this corner. No, this one. Is that gonna mess with the... No. Don't think I like that there. That's an interesting shape. I like that one. I think that's getting too much. I don't like this one as much. I think I'll trade it. Make sure we're still going. We're still going. Okay. So we're gonna distress this one real quick. Let me find a piece of something to use. Let's put the back of this. So I use this little, I'm not even sure what this is called. Dauber stamp down, I don't know. Ooh, can't mess that up. And then just kind of get that dirty a little, just so it's not so stark white. I think that's perfect. So, and now before we glue these buttons down, I need to get my E600 first off. I kind of want to distress this edge a little with this ink, especially since that tape is white. We won't be able to do it once we get the buttons down. So I am a little concerned I don't not put these back in the right spots. Oh well. may not do this exactly perfectly the way that everybody else does it, but it gives me the look that I'm going for, so. I kind of like that design in the button. It's pretty. I don't even remember how these were. That's how they're gonna go for now. Alright, let's glue these puppies down before I change my mind. Just gonna So I love E600 or E6000, but it gets everywhere if you're not careful. The tacky glue did not work very good for gluing down these buttons last time I used it. I just put a little and this is like super permanent glue, which you could probably use hot glue for this, but you gotta get it out, you gotta heat it up. I just got it on my fingers. That one's glued down. Just takes a little dab, and it's in one of those tubes where it kind of oozes out still, whether you're squeezing it or not. Which I'm not a huge fan of, but the glue is so good. I just ignore it. You get those strings a lot like you do on super glue, hot glue. I think I do want that one button back that I put it back in. Matches the blue in the paper. Oh, I want to use this on this too. Tacky glue did pretty good on this, but it is kind of made out of it's chipboard. So So there's that. I'm really liking that. Quite a bit, actually. Yeah, that's pretty. And now, book corners. So I have not used these yet. I'm just gonna open those up a little. Need some pliers. Ooh, that's really pretty. I'm gonna have the best little scrap box in all the land.